IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Buckeye Toyota, Fairfield National Bank, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, North Body Shop, Ohio University Lancaster, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Dagger Law, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, the Huddle Tire Company, and Standing Stone Bank.
Tonight, it's a Mid-State League Buckeye Division battle between the Fairfield Union Falcons and the Carroll Bulldogs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Josh Messerly, joined alongside by the coach, Tim Shumaker. Should be a pretty good one tonight, Tim.
Yeah, real interesting matchup. Big game, really, for both teams, Josh. You know, Fairfield Union's off to a great start at 8-1, one game behind Circleville, who's the leader in the division. So they need to win to keep pace and stay one game back. And for Carroll being 3-3, you know, they've got to start making a move here at some time. You know, I always felt that Christmas time, once you get into it, is the biggest time in basketball to make improvement because they don't have the classroom worries, the students.
Sure.
You know, you have the holiday break and all that, but you can really practice and make some gains over the holiday season.
Getting ready for tip-off, which we can tell you tonight is brought to you by the Sheridan Funeral Home. Sheridan Funeral Home is proud to be supporting high school basketball. They've been serving the communities of Lancaster and Fairfield County for over 100 years. The opening tap is controlled by Fairfield Union, and they will set it up. And that is Burke with it. Now gives it up to Rao. Falcons showing some patience here in their first possession. Reed with it. Looking inside, now tapped back out. And now it's nice give and go there, and up and in is Marissa Malone.
Evie Wilshire had a really good possession there, Josh. Caught the ball on the cut and then had the assist to the post as she had really good vision of the floor.
A little bit of a tap pass back there for that. Now it's Powers, finds Mason. Mason in trouble, now dishes it off, and that's deflected out of bounds by Wilshire, and it will stay with Carroll. We'll introduce the starting lineups for Carroll. It's Mackenzie Mason, a senior, Carly Bryant, a junior, Logan Hardacre, a sophomore, Mackenzie Powers, a junior, and Nikki Bradbury, a senior. For Fairfield Union, Braidlin Reed, a senior, Evie Wilshire, a senior, Hannah Rao, a sophomore, Katie Burke, a senior, and Melissa Malone, a junior. And there's a turnover going the other way to Fairfield Union. Quickly 2-0 Falcons. Bring it up the floor with Hannah Roush. She'll get off the screen to Malone. She'll fire. It's no good. Rebound pulled down by Bryant of the Bulldogs. Mason leading scorer with 11.8 per game. Now picking it up is Rao, coasting in, and she'll throw it off the glass. Too strong, but there to clean it up is Burke.
Great hustle by Katie. Never assumed the shot's going to be made.
And Burke did just that, averaging 7.8 per game. And she gives the Falcons a 4-0 lead. There's Bradbury coming around. Now finds Powers. That'll be Mason. Knocks down the open three.
She did a good job there, Josh. She prepared herself to shoot before the ball was there. Got her feet set, put those puppies together, and let it fly.
Mason, part of the last couple years, a big part. She comes up with a steal there, trying to go in for the layup, and she will be fouled before she was able to go to the rack. Foul's going to go against Evie Wilshire. It's going to be her first. Going to say Mason, a big part of the back-to-back district championship teams for this Carroll club. First time in school history that they've made all the way to the regional by winning the district. Have lost both times in the regional semis. Now some good defense being played on the floor. It's a tie-up, and the officials say it will go to Bloom Carroll on the possession arrow.
Yeah, really good job by Fairfield Union trapping the pick and roll right there.
Our officials tonight, James Spreggins, Rick Barrera, and Terry Savoinovich. Now here's Mason trying to get it in. Finally does, and finding Powers at the top of the key. Now back to Mason, who will set up the offense. Over to Bradbury. Open look there for Hardacre, but she passes it up. Now it will be Powers who knocks down the three.
It's a big part of the Carroll game. They have to shoot the ball well from the perimeter. Not a lot of size, as you can see here.
As Wolshire finds Burke open for three. It's off the front iron. Rebound controlled. Actually going to go out of bounds off of a sliding Mackenzie Mason. You see her slide to the floor and gets a high five from head coach A.J. Ireland in his first year at Bloom Carroll, taking over for Chad Little, who remains as AD at Bloom Carroll.
A.J.'s helped out in the boys program. He played at Marietta College and was a good player for the Pioneers.
Of course, played under Coach Tom Petty here at Bloom Carroll and certainly picked up a lot of information from him, I'm sure. Burke on the wing. Not about putting it up. We'll put it on the floor. Finds Rao, goes around a screen. She'll get it off to Wolshire, who will fire a three off the back iron. Rebound pulled down by Malone. And the Falcons will reset. Pull-up jumper from the elbow is no good. And finally controlled by Bryant of the Bulldogs.
Well, I like the officials let them go if they go straight up. And, A.J. wanted a contact there. And Rick Barrera just told him she's straight up. Sometimes you can't help it if you're bigger.
Exactly. That ball's poked away on the floor, taken away by Burke. Bringing it up the floor and pulling up for the jumper. Too strong is Hannah Rao.
Yeah, I like the decision, though. Under control to the elbow. Just got to take their time. They seem a little hurried on their shots.
A little bit of a frantic pace here in the first 4 minutes of this one.
They've taken good shots. It's just a little. You got to slow down just a notch.
Falcons got out to a 4-0 start, but it's been a 6-0 run for Bloom Carroll. Now Bryant driving baseline, gets cut off. Now finds Bradbury open for three. It's off the iron. Rebound ripped out of there by Bryant, but we're going to get a whistle and a tie-up, and the arrow will belong to Fairfield Union. Here comes Claire Cooper-Ryder into the ball game for the Falcons, the leading scorer, averaging 9.4 coming off the bench. That's pretty good.
Yeah, she's been a big asset to their team. You like to bring somebody in off the bench that changes your team a little bit. Not necessarily scoring, but it can be. But look at that pass right there out of the post.
Yeah, nice pass finding Malone, who lays it in.
Yeah, he had a double team in the post, but a great job from the top cutting to the basket. It's a good basketball play.
We are tied up, and now some contact in the lane. Cooper-Ryder bumps into Mackenzie Powers, and that's going to be the first on Cooper-Ryder.
Yeah, anytime the ball gets to the middle of the floor against your man-to-man defense, Josh, it breaks you down because you have to have vertical help.
Bulldogs will trigger it in underneath their own rack. Bradbury will throw it out to Ava Shaw. Now behind the back, Mason. A little fancy dribbling there. Trying to find somebody to pass it off. Finds Bryant.
Yeah, Fairfield Union's in. Wow.
How about that three? And it doesn't even draw iron.
That was from Shirky's Pizza,
yes,
right?
Yes, it was. Burke gives it up. Now it's a loose ball, and a loose ball foul is going to be called on the Bulldogs' Mackenzie Mason. That'll be her first.
No, I think he called it on.
No, yeah, you're correct.
Evie. If he called it on Evie, it's her second.
Evie Wolshire.
That's big.
Picks up her second, so.
Well, Fairfield Union's 8 deep right now, and that helps. That's a nice number to have as far as a high school basketball team.
Coach Travis Schaefer in his second year has quite a few options. There's a bump out top. That's going to go on Cooper-Ryder. That's going to be number 2 for her, and I think Coach Schaefer's going to bring Cooper-Ryder back to the bench and send in Reed. Bryant gives it back to Bradbury. Now it's Mackenzie Powers. Bryant, middle of the lane, puts up a shot, off the glass and in.
Just beating them off the dribble, and there's no help. You have to keep the ball out of the lane.
Slow start for Bloom Carroll, but they've made up for it with the 8-6 advantage.
Nice
Bouncing
pass.
inside, that shot is up, but a foul is called. And going to the line is Olivia Spillers.
Yeah, great cut, good pass. Defensively, you want to teach your players to stay straight up, vertical.
First free throw is pure there for Spillers. .71% on the year for Olivia.
Nice stroke.
2 for 2. You can see why she's 71% at the line.
Yeah, they look good.
Tied up once again as we near 2 minutes to play. Now an official timeout.
Tom got a warning.
Yes, Tom down there in the baseline. They wanted to make sure he was in his box, I guess, down there.
Yeah, well, you don't want
just trying to get the best angle.
Yep. Always working for that.
That's right. So we play on here inside of 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
Yep.
And a double dribble called on Carly Bryant.
It's too deep. If you're going to feed the post, you want that bottom foot to be on the block. Otherwise, you end up with problems there because the baseline becomes an extra defender.
Burke will give it up to Malone. Now top of the key to Rao. She'll pull up from inside the arc.
Good shot. Good shot. Just got to stick it in the hole.
Powers going to run with it. Bounces for Bryant. Inside and tapped out of bounds off of Mackenzie Mason, who wasn't expecting that pass.
Yeah, you know, AJ's telling me you got to slow down a little bit. That's the one thing you got to make sure you do is don't turn the ball over. You just want to get a shot.
Right.
So, you know, you're still in that phase. You know, basketball has 3 phases. You have before holidays, after holidays, and tournament phase. You know, you're in that before holidays, so some of those things you hope to improve on, not just techniques and skills, but just understanding how to slow yourself down to the pace of the game.
And this has been a busy week for both teams.
Yes.
Fairfield Union coming off a win Wednesday night against Logan at home. There's a 3 for Katie Burke.
Yep, the old lefty stuck it in the hole.
She's got 5 in the quarter and gives Fairfield Union the lead.
Here you go, a little matchup zone now. See them switching. Nope. They made it appear like that way, but see, they're still giving up dribble penetration.
And Mason fires for 3, and that goes over the backboard, and it'll go over to Fairfield Union.
You know, here's the thing. If you're going to give up the penetration, then you got to have help. And if you're going to give up the threes, you know, how good are they going to be shooting the 3? You know, at this point, you can't do this at, you know, Division I college basketball. You couldn't give up the threes because they shoot it so well. But is the team going to have enough players to hurt you from the three-point line? Probably not.
Rao gives it up to Spillers, and now an offensive foul called as Spillers lowered the shoulder, it looked like.
Now, really good defense right there, moving her feet.
That'll be her first foul. 15 foul against the Falcons. Let's see if Bloom Carroll will hold for the final shot.
It's kind of hard. They're having trouble, see, with the ball pressure, but they got to the middle right there. She's probably got to take that shot. Nice movement.
Deep 3 again, and that's saved. Nice play by Bryant to steal possession.
AJ's telling him, take it easy and slow down.
Bradbury at the left hand, no.
That's too soon. You don't want that shot.
That came with about 13 seconds.
Yeah.
And this one thrown too far for Spillers, and now Bloom Carroll will get another chance at the last shot.
He just lucked out. One of the things that your team can definitely get better at is time score situations. And at the end of quarters and halves, you should not start a play to score till about 8 seconds.
A half-court heave off the mark, and that will take us to the end of 1 with the score, Fairfield Union 11, Bloom Carroll 8.
And let's give a big shout out to Standing Stone Bank. Whether you're ready to tackle a mortgage loan or need cash for home improvements, make Standing Stone Bank the key player in your home or business financial plans. Business to business, neighbor to neighbor, let's grow this town together. Standing Stone Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
We talked about Fairfield Union winning on Wednesday night against Logan. Bloom Carroll's come in with 2 straight wins. They had a good road win on Tuesday night, winning 40-29 at Bexley. They also won last Saturday at Tays Valley, 49-39. So a team in Bloom Carroll looks like they're starting to hit their stride. They kind of started a little bit slow, but starting to build up a little bit.
Yeah, it takes time. You know, you've had a turnover as far as loss of personnel. You have a coaching change, which probably isn't a lot different. I think Chad's philosophy and AJ's are probably going to be pretty similar, but it's still different. It's a different voice. But I like what they're doing. Now if they can just take this time, like we talked about before the game, this holiday time, and improve just understanding the time, score things. The threes they've taken the last couple are just too far. When you're shooting them from 23 NBA level feet, your percentages are going to go way down. So you got to step in closer. But that's up to them to make that decision and get better. But they're doing good things. Fairfield Union, I really like how they're playing defense right now.
I'll ask you a question about the holidays as far as coaching goes here in a second, as Bloom Carroll will start the second quarter with possession. Shaw gets it inside the post. Spin move, dishes to Bryant, and she is fouled going up.
Yeah, she just wasn't vertical. She extended her arms. If you would see, most fouls are called because they look like fouls, and because she didn't put her hands in the air, Josh, it looked like a foul.
Yeah.
Whether she hit her or not, I don't know.
Marissa Malone picks up her first personal, 16 fouls. The next one puts Bloom Carroll in the bonus as Bryant knocks down the free throw. I was going to ask you, Tim, during the holidays, as far as coaching goes, do you kind of change up what you do a little bit? Do you maybe emphasize more things because you have time to go over stuff?
Yeah, you already have a core stuff in because you've had to play.
Sure.
This is what Fairfield Union's 10th game.
10th game, yes.
And for Carroll, it's only their 7th. But what you want to do is you want to really, really fine-tune the skill level.
That one rims out for Spillers, and a nice rebound attempt, but Rao's too strong, and now foul's going to go the other way.
You want to fine-tune the individual skills. And then, like I said, you want to improve. You want to improve those team concepts. Like I said, if we're going to shoot the last second in a quarter, you got to practice running it down with a clock on in the gym to 8 seconds. We got to understand how to slow down a little bit when things are getting a little ratty, because sometimes it does, but they have to be able to do that themselves without you constantly trying to bring it up to them.
Long shot, tracked down by Malone, who lays it in.
The hardest shot to rebound, Josh, is the air ball. You have no idea. It's just Bloom Carroll girl went to block out, and it just fell.
And that 3 attempts off the mark, and Rao pulls it down.
Yeah,
Falcons want to run.
One pass, a 22-footer, is really not great offense unless you make it.
Right.
But unfortunately, she didn't. I like how they're trying to work the post game. Doing a good job.
And Rao called for traveling there. We'll go over to Bloom Carroll as Caitlin Connell will come into the ball game. Both teams using their bench quite a bit.
Well, that's another thing, too. If you're going to have a bench, you got to play it. And you got to play them in meaningful minutes.
Sure. Pittman loses it, and now a foul's called, and that's going to go on Malone.
She played really good defense, and then she reached. Don't reach. It is a discipline. It's tempting because it looks like it's right there.
Malone's second foul, and that's going to put Bloom Carroll in the bonus with 6:35 to go in the quarter. Already up 13-9 is Fairfield Union, but Bloom Carroll certainly can get back in this one at the line.
Well, that's it. That's big.
Pittman knocks down the first free throw. And Knocks down the second one.
Really concentrated, hard.
Brings it back to a 2-point game. Burke around the screen. That gives it up to Spillers, and a foul called.
Putting the hands on. It's all about the hands, Josh. Official sees the hands go onto the player. You're impeding their path.
A lot of times if it looks like a foul, it's going to be called as such.
That is exactly correct.
And there's a nice play by Mason coming up with the steal. Doesn't have the numbers. Hesitates, now goes to the basket, and she draws a foul. I believe that's going to go on Katie Burke. That'll be her first. For a second, I thought it was going to go on Malone, which would have been her third. That would have been big for Fairfield Union. Kenzie Mason knocks down first free throw. She had 11 points against Bexley on Tuesday night, and also 11 against Taze Valley last Saturday. And she has 2 at the line.
She's a scorer.
And we are all tied up at 13. Burke gives it up to Rao, can't handle it, and now a foul is called. And it's going to go against Katie Burke. That's her second.
Travis starting to figure out, like, well, how are we going to do this now? I mean, you've already got Evie out. Now you got Katie.
Bradbury will be at the line, knocking down the free throw. 19 foul already on Fairfield Union, so Bulldogs will be shooting 2 the rest of the half, and we still have a little over 6 minutes to go.
And most of the fouls have just been hands and reaching. It's okay to be aggressive, but you got to be smartly aggressive.
Bloom Carroll's taking advantage of being in the bonus too, knocking down both free throws there to take a 2-point advantage. Connell with it. Crossover, gives it up to Reed, a little close there. Reed has it tied up, and the arrow belongs to the Falcons. And we'll see Wolshire come back in. Trying to trigger it in to Wolshire. Now Rao, top of the key, thought about pulling the trigger. He's up to Wolshire. Rao, crossover. Finds Connell in the corner. A lot of patience being shown by Fairfield Union on this possession.
Yeah. Couple now.
And now
You
Spillers
spoke too
gets
soon,
fouled.
but
She gets
again,
bailed out there.
She did get bailed out by the defender.
It's going to go Mackenzie Powers. That'll be her first. 4th team foul against the Dogs.
You know, in our next practice, if I'm either one of these coaches, we're going to guard the ball. We're going to have a drill where we guard the ball 1-on-1, 2-on-2. They put it on the floor, and when they go to shoot it, we're going to learn to throw our hands back. We always say put your thumbs at your ear level.
Yep.
That way the official sees your hands, and he's not going to call foul.
That one rims out for Spillers, so she goes 1 of 2 at the line. And the Bulldogs maintain the 1-point lead. Mason driving left, poked away. Nice play there by Hannah Rao.
But again, that could have been called a foul.
True.
It looked like it.
The way this has gone, I'm kind of surprised it wasn't, to be honest with you.
No, they've been consistent with it both ways.
Mason will let that one go into the backcourt.
Yeah, it's smart. I thought she was going to jump from the front court to the backcourt.
A lot of people forget that that is not a backcourt violation.
No.
Oh, and Mason got bumped into, no call. Turnover as Rao goes in, draws a foul. And Mackenzie Mason down on the other end of the floor. Hand over her face, maybe bleeding a little bit.
She's got one in the nose, I think.
Yeah, I think
hurts.
so. As Coach Ireland's going to go take a look at her. On the
She
other
wants
end,
to stay in. She's a gamer.
Yeah. She will take a seat.
Makes your eyes water.
It does. You can't see anything and leads to bad things, unfortunately, as Mackenzie Powers will come back into the ball game. Meanwhile, Hannah Rao is at the line. That last foul went against Carly Bryant, her first.
She's going to be all right here.
Rao with her first point of the night. She had 10 against Logan and 10 against Miami Trace, so double figures in back-to-back games. Misses the second free throw. Pittman gives it up to Bryant. Shumaker, or now it's Bryant again.
A little stagnant right now.
Bradbury dishes it off to Hardacre again, and then it's a deep shot, no good by Bradbury.
You can get that any time into possession. You got to have just a little more poise there.
Spillers finds Connell. Inside to Wolshire, now gives it up to Reed. Baseline jumper's too strong.
That's a really nice pass.
Loose ball.
Really nice pass by Evie Wolshire.
Loose ball pulled up by Powers and a timeout taken by Bloom Carroll.
Our timeouts tonight are being brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. You can check out their website at carriagecompany.com.
So 4:06 to go until halftime. 15 all between Bloom Carroll and Fairfield Union. See the little ones, looks like he's getting a little tired tonight. Might be missed nap time today.
Hey, 5 days till Santa
I
comes,
know.
man.
And most of the schools now on break for Christmas, so.
It's a great time of the year for lots of reasons.
Unless you're going to a mall.
Well, I definitely make a point not to be at a shopping scene.
Yeah, there's only about 4 more shopping days left,
Yeah.
so hopefully you get your shopping done. Mason bringing it up the floor, has it smacked right back in her face, but she retains it.
See right there, that's good defense right there, Josh. Moved her feet, kept the hands off. When they play right, they do a lot. That's really good defensive possession.
Wolshire comes up with the takeaway.
Good decision.
Holds it up and knocks down the jumper.
But that's just under control. I like that. Under transition, just does a good thing.
Evie Wolshire with their first basket of the game. Mason dishes off. An open three is knocked down by Mackenzie Powers.
It's all right. Your defense on the backside has to sink sooner. If you're going to channel that ball on the baseline, the backside has to sink.
Rao trying to answer, and too strong.
See, on no pass on your offense, Josh, that has to be a make. If it's not a make, then it's a bad shot.
Bulldogs trying to slow it down a little bit.
I think they're trying to catch her breath.
Yeah, it looks like, and there's a errant pass, but it was deflected off of Wolshire, so it will stay with the Bulldogs. Just under 3 minutes to play until halftime. Maybe you're starting to see a little bit of wear and tear. There's a turnover.
Yep.
Wolshire going to have an open layup, and she connects.
Yep, she does so many things to help the team.
Wolshire had 4 in the previous game against Logan.
It's not the points only, Josh. She does a lot of stuff. She can pass. She's talking on defense.
She's one of those, though, that a lot of times her effort isn't shown on a stat sheet.
No.
You know, it's, as you said, it's the little things that she does, on the defensive end that maybe won't be shown.
Well, and it's technique. Some of it's subtle things. Stopping on the transition right there, under control, jump up and shoot in a 7 or 8 footer. That, how many kids have we seen can't do that? A lot.
Yeah.
So she's doing a lot of things really well.
Wolshire dishes it back out to Rao.
See, she pointing.
She has her pocket picked by Hardacre. Mackenzie Mason gives it up.
Nice post feed, great cut.
Give and go. Powers can't finish.
That's still a good play right there, Josh.
It was. Everything but the finish there for the Bulldogs. Fairfield Union will try and extend their lead. In the post to Wolshire.
She looks for the cutter. Now see.
Turn around.
Whoa, she showed her.
Tried to bank it off the glass.
Yeah, looked like the Olajuwon move there.
And Spillers can't get that one to fall. Mason bringing it up the floor. Finds Powers in the wing. Bradbury wanted to take the three. And she has it tied up by Hannah Rao. And the arrow will give it to Bloom Carroll.
Yeah, good help right there.
Here comes Marissa Malone back in the ball game as you see Hannah Rao.
We thought this would be an entertaining game, and it is.
We did. Yeah, it's living up to the billing. Mason finally gets it in, but turns it over.
How many turnovers have we seen on out-of-bounds plays then? I mean,
more than a few.
Yeah, that's too many.
Rao coming around the screen from Wolshire. Reed in the corner. They go inside to Wolshire. Tries to give it up, and she does. This one's tipped out to Malone. Now an open look for Rao. Rims out.
Again, a good inside-out possession. Good-looking shot. Just didn't go down. You'll take that.
We're under a minute to go in the half. And Mason, a little contact, tries to find Hardacre. And it's turned over.
Nice pass.
Ahead it goes, a foul and the basket.
Yep.
A lot of contact underneath there as Wolshire got it up off the glass and in.
Again, she's the straw that stirs the Falcons. Running the floor, got a good pass in transition and scored.
That'll go on Mackenzie Powers. We get a look at Evie. She'll have one more. The line. That's off the back iron. And Reed comes up with the rebound for the Falcons. Here's an open look.
It's a good time to shoot it, though. Off an offensive rebound.
And it's going to be a turnover. Two Bulldogs come together on the rebound.
That's a good effort by Reed, and you want that three in that situation because you got them in a regroup. Oh.
And Coach Schaefer trying to get a quick substitution. And they're going to say that Cooper Ryder did not get to the scores table in time.
Yeah. That happens sometimes.
It does. Malone finds Reed in the baseline. That's too strong.
It's a good shot. She's open, though. She's got to stroke it.
Mason comes up with it down to 23 seconds. And
now let's see how they do this time.
Maybe showing a little more patience this time.
Yeah, it's if you don't practice it, though, they're not going to do it well. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to start till 8.
Down to 9 seconds. Mason called for traveling. Kind of panned herself into a corner there.
There's nowhere to go.
Right.
And especially if you don't have a lot of size, you definitely have nowhere to go because you can't see out of it. Believe me, I've had those discussions with players before.
I imagine.
Yeah. Not always as kind about it as AJ.
No.
AJ's a very patient man.
On the 6 seconds, Falcons with a chance for the last shot.
Just want to get a shot. You want to get a shot.
Wolshire down to 2 seconds to launch a three.
Yeah.
No good, and that will take us to halftime with Fairfield Union leading Bloom Carroll 21-18 at the break. Tonight's halftime is brought to you by North Body Shop, providing quality customer service, parts, and reliability since 1979. And Mark North will provide you with a free written warranty in each estimate. That's Mark North of North Body Shop. He'll treat you right. And by Buckeye Lake Marina, if you're looking for a new boat, great pre-owned watercraft, or a place to get parts for your boat, Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Buckeye Lake is back and better than ever. And the gang at Buckeye Lake Marina looks forward to all your support. And by the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Crematory, and Monuments, family owned and operated since 1889. Check them out at funeralhome.com. Frankie Smith Funeral Home, respect for tradition, regard for change. 21-18, Fairfield Union on top of Bloom Carroll at halftime. You're watching the IVP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week.
Hi, my name's Josh Lazier with the Lancaster Fire Department, here to talk to you about Narcan. Narcan is the light in the darkness of the opioid epidemic. It's a medication designed to rapidly reverse opioid overdoses. It can very quickly restore normal respirations to a person whose breathing has slowed or stopped as a result of overdosing with heroin or prescription opioid pain medications. It can be carried by police, EMTs, firefighters, even family members. While Narcan stops the effects of an overdose, it does not stop addiction and is not a cure. If there are opioids in your home, Narcan should be there too. Narcan is considered to be a very safe drug and can save lives. And in Ohio, it's available without a prescription. Your life matters, and we're here to help because you matter.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
When most dealers are lucky enough to have one master technician, Buckeye Toyota has 3 and proudly services all makes and models.
Your hometown dealer, Buckeye Toyota.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Hi, I'm Carroll Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
Hi, I'm Rich. Welcome to Lines Auto Service.
Lines Auto Service, a full-service preventative maintenance and automotive repair center. Our employees are dedicated, hard-working members of this community and care about you and your vehicle long after you leave. Lines Auto Service is family-owned and operated and uses the latest in diagnostic equipment to guarantee your vehicle is serviced correctly. We use only quality replacement parts, and our expert team of ASC certified technicians will treat you with courtesy and respect. Stop by and see us at Lines Auto Service, 268 North Broad Street in Bremen, and we'll look forward to calling you our friend.
(21-18). Fairfield Union leads Bloom Carroll at the break. We'll have second half action coming up after these messages.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Buckeye Toyota, Fairfield National Bank, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, North Body Shop, Ohio University Lancaster, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Dagger Law, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, the Huddle Tire Company, and Standing Stone Bank.
Welcome back to Tom Petty Gymnasium here in Carroll. 21-18, Fairfield Union leads Bloom Carroll at the break. Josh Messerly alongside Coach Tim Shumaker here for the IVP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings game of the week. And your impressions of that first half, Tim?
I thought it was pretty even. A little too many fouls. I thought the Fairfield Union kids at the end of that quarter did a better job of getting their hands off the drivers and back. Typical what you see before the holidays a little bit. Just a little bit of slowing down, do a better job. But I like how hard both teams play. That both teams are coached and schooled. Fairfield Union's trying to apply more pressure, jumping the screens, trapping the ball screens. Bloom Carroll's sound. They're not as big, but the difference in the game to me right now, one player has changed that there, and we saw it in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Evie Wilshire has just done a really nice job of. It appears as if their team's more comfortable when she's on the floor.
Right.
And sometimes you have that, especially with a senior. Everybody else kind of looks to them.
Wilshire and Marissa Malone both tied for the leading score for Fairfield Union with 6 points each. And Mackenzie Powers also with 6 points for Bloom Carroll, with Mackenzie Mason just behind her with 5 points in that first half. Bulldogs will start the second half with the basketball, down by 3. And they weren't ready at the scores table, so... Oh, they had the arrow backwards, so they're pointing the other way. Oh, no, they didn't switch floor.
Yeah, they've already moved it. There they go.
I'm easily confused, so that wasn't too hard
to
try and figure that one out. I'm sure that's happened to you a few times at some games.
Yeah, well, hopefully they go the right way.
Exactly. All right, everybody's where they need to be, and it'll be Fairfield Union basketball to start the second half. Bulldogs coming out with man-to-man. They go back door to Burke, but it's off her hands, and it will go over to Bloom Carroll.
Yeah, I like the back door. Solves a lot of problems versus pressure. The thing is, you got to widen the floor, Josh, a little bit to create room when you're going to run backdoor series.
Mason bringing it up the floor. Finds Powers.
Nice little set right there. Little double high stack and got some movement here, getting some screening. See, that's better.
Open look for Mason, and it goes out of bounds and over to Fairfield Union, but a good look.
Yeah, well, Coach Ireland's going to have to rely on the three-pointers, but that one's good. That's in the range. Your toes are near the line. That's a good shot. That's part of their offense. That's a really good possession.
Yeah, they don't have somebody like Chloe Davis at 6'1" down there in the post where you can just dump it into.
No, and that's fine. But like I said, I felt a couple were just way, way too far the first half.
Wilshire gives up to Malone. Now Burke will fire for 3. Rims out. There's Powers driving baseline. Has it rejected by Wilshire as she comes up big on the defensive end again.
See how poised she is with the ball, though, too.
Rowl didn't have numbers, but tried to force the issue and draws the foul.
That's good. Take it right at the defender in transition. They'll either get out of your way and you can score, or you get a foul. It's a good job.
Foul's going to go on Nikki Bradbury. That is her second.
And Fairfield Union will have more success if they can just eliminate the fouls. I mean, how many free throws did Carroll make in the first half? I mean, they shot them well.
5, 6, 7. 7 in the first half.
They have 18 points and 7 of them are at the free throw line. If you take that away from their offense as far as being from Fairfield Union, they can control that part of it.
Rowl knocks down 1 of 2 at the line. Make it a 4-point lead for the Falcons. Powers finds Bryant, or rather that's Bradbury. Inside to Bryant, turn around, and Wilshire again comes away with it.
Nice job of running the floor again.
And no basket. They're going to call an offensive foul on Malone. And Falcon fans and Coach Travis Schaefer can't believe it.
Better not yell too long at Terry Sayadovich, believe me.
You know that from experience,
Yeah,
huh?
not that I ever really got out of line, but I know Terry's not going to listen very long. He's very experienced for sure.
And Coach Schaefer still can't believe that call. And he's trying to force the issue a little bit there. That's going to be on Malone. That's her third. And now a foul's going to be called on Mackenzie Mason. And that foul will go on Rao, her first. Powers inside to Bryant. Open for three, and knocking it down is Mackenzie Powers.
And that's fine. You know what? From Fairfield Union's standpoint, got to get your composure.
That's Powers' third triple. And laying it in is Wolshire. Wolshire creeping up on double figures. And a steal by Rao. Hannah Rao is fouled. Nikki Bradbury came in there to prevent the layup.
Sometimes you need something like that maybe to liven you up to a little bit. It's not always bad. If your kids keep their composure and they turn the energy up, it's good.
Yeah, sometimes a little chip on your shoulder after something like that.
Get you a little fired up. Let the people up here yell. The majority of them have never played officiator or coach, so you don't worry about it. But sometimes that livens the kids up on the floor.
And Coach Schaefer still a little steam there on the sidelines, you could tell.
Now he'll learn to get over that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you tell your players, you got to move on. Basketball really got to move on because the next play is going to happen within seconds.
Right. Rao, meanwhile, knocks down both free throws to make it a 5-point game. Mason in trouble and taken away by Rao. She's going to launch a three and bury it.
Yeah.
A 5-0 personal run for Hannah Rao, and timeout taken by Bloom Carroll.
Well, she's taking good shots tonight, Josh. She just hasn't gotten them to go down. And that one, she took her time, lined it up. It's pretty poor recovery defense from Carroll's standpoint and not knowing who they're guarding. But I like that she did that. So
29-21 the lead for Fairfield Union, and Coach Schaefer on that huddle getting a little bit fired up as you see him looking from above there. And I'll tell you what, you talked about sometimes a play that doesn't go your way kind of gets you fired up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it gets them focused a little bit. It's the third game of the week. Sometimes, they haven't been unenthusiastic, but they haven't been overly enthused either. And, one of the things you have to be successful in sports is you have to be enthusiastic. And that doesn't mean you have to do anything wild or crazy, but you got to love to play. And you got to enjoy it. And you got to enjoy it for yourself and for your teammates.
So a 8-point lead for Fairfield Union. Now let's see what the Bulldogs can do trying to get back in this one. Mason driving baseline, dishing it out. Bryant picks up her dribble, finds Mason. Now we'll slow it down a little bit with Shaw.
Well, they got to get out of that corner. There's nothing good there.
Inside to Bryant, guarded by Wolshire, trying to feed Shaw, and it'll go off Shaw's hands and over to Fairfield Union.
Yeah, if you stay on one side of the floor for too long a period, you're pretty easy to guard.
Yeah.
You have to swing the ball from side to side, and I realize it's not always easy pending skill level, but the spacing part of it, Josh, you have to make it hard for the defense to guard.
That's two extra defenders if you're in the corner. Yep. That's the sideline and the baseline.
You're right.
And that shot's no good. And following it up is Cooper Ryder, and she's going to get rewarded for that effort by going to the lines.
Did the Moses Malone 3 rebounds and get a foul, That
bumps up your rebound stats
sure
a little
does.
bit. And that foul's going to go against Carly Bryant, her second.
I like the effort, though. She went after it, stayed with it.
Cooper Ryder knocks down the free throw. For her first point tonight, been a bit of a struggle for her with some foul trouble. She'll have one more at the line, trying to make it a 10-point game, and she does.
Yep. Free throw shooters on both teams look good tonight, Josh. They're doing the right things at the foul line.
Open look for Bradbury, and that one's too strong. Ahead to Burke. Finds Rao. Cooper Ryder. And they're going to say a foul on the floor before the basket.
Yep, really nice play.
And checking into the ball game for Bloom Carroll's Reese Pittman, a sophomore. To replace Ava Shaw. Foul goes against Shaw. It's her third, by the way. Cooper
Nice
Ryder
play.
finds Burke. Ring it up.
Well, I tell you what, her end of the stroke, Josh, she left it hanging out there. We call it the follow through, have the duck, the duck's neck.
Yep.
That's the first time she's done it. She made another one, but you'll guarantee your percentage to go up if you have a good follow through. Yeah, just.
Bump out top. Going to go against Olivia Spillers.
Yeah, you can't bump the dribbler there. It's too obvious. What you have to do when you have that screen coming, you got to give a space. We used to say arm's length or an arm and a half.
There's a steal by Rao.
Run the floor.
She's going to pull up near the elbow and doesn't get the friendly bounce as Mackenzie Mason comes up with the board. And Bradbury for three. She knocks it down.
That's huge for Carroll. They needed something to go in for them.
They did. 5 for Bradbury.
Swing the ball right now. Swing it right now. See, if you reverse it quick there, the defense doesn't have time to recover. Katie makes a nice drive.
Drive in and a basket. Katie Burke now with double figures as Reese Pittman fell to the floor pretty hard after that contact.
Katie was going full steam.
Yeah.
She was on their strong hand there.
Pittman's going to stay in the game. She's holding her head a little bit.
I don't think so. It's a trainer down here getting ready.
Yeah, I think she may need to have a seat to
better check it.
Get looked at. And she's going to come off as Logan Hardacre will come in.
Especially if she banged her head there. I don't know.
Yeah, couldn't quite tell.
No.
Either way, certainly a lot of contact. And Burke will be at the line to try and complete the old-fashioned three-point play. And she does.
Yep.
Burke now with 11. Makes it 37-24. Falcons starting to heat up here in the second half. And really, Tim, as you said, it's been on the defensive end.
Oh, yeah. Just not fouling. Play defense without fouling. Yep. Katie, you got to give her space.
That's going to be a foul on the floor on Burke.
The only thing about it, I don't like allowing the dribbler to get to the middle of the floor. Josh, right there. If you channel her away from there, first of all, you take her strong dribbling hand and you run her into traffic.
And a little help, maybe.
Even sometimes their own teammate gets in the way.
Right.
But everybody's got the way to teach it. That's fine. Just teach it well. If you're gonna allow it to the middle, you really got to sit down and guard the dribbler.
Bradbury turns it over, and once again Wilshire
dishes
pass. It off, and Spillers couldn't get it to fall in, but she will go to the line.
She got a little savvy to her. See her jump stop like she was going to shoot it, and she knew she was coming. I like that right there.
Almost felt like at the last minute she felt she was out of control and had to give it up at that point.
Yep, she was. That would have been a tough shot.
Mason at the line. Mason picked up the foul. It's Spillers at the line, missing the first free throw. Olivia with 3 points tonight. All of them have been at the line. This is the second free throw, but coming up with the rebounds, Cooper Ryder, and she puts up a shot. Can't get it to fall, but she'll go back to the line, and she's had a hard-working night, Claire Cooper Ryder.
Claire's very active on the offensive boards.
She's been in double figures the last couple of games. Not so much tonight, but has been working the boards. First free throw's good.
Yep. It's 3 for 3, I believe.
Yes.
Hopefully I didn't give her the jinx of
Shaw comes in for Bradbury. Also checking in is Alexis Highfield. She'll replace Hardacre. And one more at the line for Cooper Ryder. Some young fans across the way getting into it. It's youth basketball night. Free throw missed. Has a jinx there, Tim.
I know. I got to be careful with those.
You're going to a strongly worded email from her family. There's an air ball. Loose. A little shove there in the baseline, and no call. It's going to go out of bounds. That could have been a foul.
I like that, though. I mean, nobody really gained much there.
Sure. Well, the result's the same in any sense because it was going to go to Bloom Carroll. See if the Bulldogs can get a charge of them to try and get back in this one.
Oh.
And a foul's going to be called.
You cannot take up that space.
That's going to be 3 on Cooper Ryder.
Yep.
That's only the 15th foul on the Falcons. They're already in the bonus. 2 more will put the Bulldogs in the bonus as Cooper Ryder will leave. And Annalise Hartman will check in for the first time tonight.
Listen, if you play pressure man-to-man defense, you're going to commit some fouls. I get that. But you have to eliminate the ones you can control. And that's with your technique.
Highfield gives it up, and an air ball in the 3 attempt by Powers. Saved by the Falcons.
Run the floor, ladies. Run the floor hard. There you go. Reverse the basketball. They reverse faster by pass.
Rao, right hand, no good. But there to follow it is Hartman. And now a foul is called. Hartman came out of nowhere for that rebound.
Yeah, Evie scrapping for the ball there. Got a foul. That's a good foul, though. When you're aggressive on the boards, those are not bad fouls.
That'll be the 3rd on Wolshire. So next one will put Bloom Carroll in the bonus, and a timeout taken by Travis Schaefer of Fairfield Union. Comes with 1:52 to go here in the quarter, a 38-24 lead for the Falcons. As you get a look inside of the huddle of A.J. Ireland of Bloom Carroll, as we said, played here for Coach Tom Petty, then went to Marietta, and most recently coached freshman and JV for the boys, and then coming over to girls. A little bit different when you're trying to manage the boys versus girls.
It is. I mean, the sport's the same, but just, I raise daughters. It's just a little different, and don't mean that in any derogatory or negative way. It's just different coaching, different abilities that both sides have different, and you got to learn to manage those and deal with it. But the fundamentals are still the same. And because if you can handle the ball with right and left hand, you can shoot three-pointers, you can shoot layups, or whatever your knack is, it's the same for all levels. It's just there's nobody 6'6" out here, nobody 6'7".
Right. There's a foul as Power slices to the basket, and she'll go the line.
But I've seen some tremendous girls teams that have great skill level, and they're usually very, very good. And the same in the boys. If you have good skill, you'll be good. You don't have to be that big.
Powers will have one more at the line, trying to cut into the deficit with the clock stopped. There's you get a close-up look at Mackenzie Powers, junior for Bloom Carroll. She'll have one more at the line, and she knocks it down.
See, their skill at the free throw line tonight, both teams, is very good. They do what you need to do to make free throws, and I'm not going to get into the breakdown of all that, but they're doing those very well.
Powers now with double figures for the Dogs. Burke finds Connell. Rao goes around a screen, looking for Burke, picks up her dribble.
See a better movement right here.
Burke, a baseline tougher from a jumper from a tough angle.
Yeah, tough angle for a left-hander on that left side.
Yep. Contact as Powers goes again to the basket, and she'll go the line.
That's 4 on Evie. I will say this about the officials. They have been very consistent on the contact both ways.
Well, and both teams in the bonus now. Bloom Carroll wants to get back in this one. Might have to do it from the charity stripe.
Well, you have to adjust as players and coaches. You have to adjust to the officials that night. And that's part of your job.
And Powers misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Good pass ahead right there. Get transition going. Now move the basketball.
Rao crossover.
Yep, nice.
Goes to the basket and leaves it short with the left hand, but she will go to the line.
Yeah, nice individual move right there. Turned down the ball screen, crossed it over, and got to the hoop. Gets to go to the line now.
Third on Carly Bryant. Team fouls even up at 8. Rao buries a free throw. And the sophomore will have one more at the line. She gets close to double figures. That one's off the back iron. We're inside a minute to play in the quarter. Mason in the post. You'll see that too often.
She did a good job, though. Just missed the shot.
She gets it back. Driving baseline. Loses the handle of it, but it, fortunately for her, went off of Claire Cooper-Ryder and will stay with Bloom Carroll.
Again, really nowhere to go.
And Hartman will take a seat with 39 seconds to go in the quarter. Mason trying to get it in. Throws it near half court, and that might have been a backcourt violation.
Not sure she had total possession. We were right here in the middle. I'd have to see that again on
film. That was
film.
Close, and now it's going to be
a
technical foul. Probably going to be on the bench of Fairfield Union.
You don't want a second one here, Travis. You don't want to get a second one.
Official having a discussion about that inbound pass.
He's a young coach. He'll learn.
Mackenzie Mason will be at the line shooting the free throws.
Yeah, you don't want to get a second one.
In football, they have a get-back coach.
Yeah.
Do they have that in basketball?
No, and they also have a flag, which is fine.
Well, that's true.
They just give you 15 yards. But this really hurts you right here.
Yeah, it's 2 at the line for Mason and possession. Trying to get it down to 10 or less here on this possession. See if the Bulldogs decide to hold for the last shot or not.
30-some years, Josh, I only got hit 3 times, and I deserved every one of them because I really felt that my job was to coach.
That one off the mark for Mason. Rebound pulled down by Malone.
Nice pass,
dishes
Katie.
a Cooper out here, and she can't finish.
Oh!
Loose, and it will be off of Bloom Carroll, so it will stay with Fairfield Union with 8 seconds.
Great pass by Katie. Just could not get the layup to go. Stopped at the elbow and laid it out for her to make that.
Everything but the finish there.
Yeah, we used to get on each other. If you missed it, you just killed my assist.
Cooper-Ryder in the paint, puts it off the glass, no good, and that's going to take us to the end of 3 with the score. Fairfield Union 39, Bloom Carroll 27.
Big quarter for the Falcons, though.
Definitely.
And what they have at halftime? 19?
21, I believe.
21, so they got 18 points in that quarter, so that's a big quarter. And had opportunity to have more.
Want to acknowledge our fantastic crew tonight here at Bloom Carroll. Tonight's game's directed and produced by Bob Campetti, Donnie Ziegfeld working on the graphics. There's Shane Messina running our top camera. And down on the baseline is Tom Russo as well. So there you see Tom there on the baseline. Got yelled at by an official earlier. I can't believe it. Not seen that.
Hey.
How could you yell at Tom? Such a nice guy.
It's just defiance.
I know.
He's being defiant.
I know. So 39-27 Falcons as we start fourth quarter action. Glad you joined us here on the IVP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week, our first basketball game of the season.
Feels good to be in the gym.
It does. It's a lot warmer than football. got cold towards the end.
Yeah, especially when we were up at Harvest Prep there.
That was a bitter cold. You guys were outside, you and Jared.
It was a cold evening. Good job by the Fairfield Union girls right there.
They come up with a takeaway. Cooper Ryder.
Nice pass.
Nice dish, as you said, but the finish not there for Malone. It will stay with the Falcons.
Hey, a great bounce pass. Jump stopped under control. Boy, that's just how you just got to finish that layup.
Rao gets it on the inbound, gives it up to Malone.
Nice feed.
Now back to Rao, wide open for three, and she buries it.
Yep, in and out right there.
11 now for Hannah Rao. 42-27 the lead for the Falcons as they have really opened it up here in the second half.
Too much offense, really. Not enough for Bloom.
Falcons have tightened it up a little bit in the defensive end, too.
They're pretty good. Eliminate the fouls. That'll make it better. Nice pass, Katie.
Malone for three, off the iron.
It's all right. It's a good possession. Got to sprint back, girls. Good job of not fouling.
Mason trying to go coast to coast, got too far underneath.
You don't have to foul a lot of times. And I understand as a player, I mean, if you've ever played, you understand it looks tempting and stuff, but sometimes if the game's going to be officiated that tight, just pull your hands back and they end up with the ball anyway.
Absolutely. Malone gives it up to Rao. Deep two, and she knocks it down.
A dribble handoff right there.
13 for Hannah Rao now.
Yeah, I like that she hasn't shied away because she's had some good shots that have not gone down. She hasn't shied away. She's taken good shots for the most part all night.
Well, as you talked about it earlier, you got to have a short memory.
You do.
Good or bad.
You do. You got to move on. Basketball you have no time to lament.
Ahead to Cooper Ryder. Leaves it short. She gets her own rebound, puts it back up. And this one's tapped out to Rao. She'll fire for three. It's too strong.
Yeah, don't foul. Good job.
Finally, Bryant comes away with it for Bloom Carroll.
Come on, girls. Look up the floor. You got to get it up. You're down. Nice post feed. Good cut. Now keep moving the ball.
Powers finds Mason, who thought about shooting. Instead goes to Bryant in the post. Double
nice.
team. Gives up to Shaw, who can't lay it up. She gets another crack, and she does lay this one in.
Great interior passing right there. Post to post. I love it.
Shaw finally rewarded there on that effort as she got two chances at it. There's a lob inside. Shaw comes away with it.
Throw that ball from your hip to try and pass it. That's what happens.
Now a timeout taken by Bloom Carroll.
He's probably going to have to go extend his defense a little bit. If you feel you got a chance to win the game with 5 minutes to go, you kind of got to extend it. If you don't think you can win the game regardless of what you do, then you just want to improve and build being solid here for down the road.
Bloom Carroll will play again tomorrow night against Spring Valley Academy. That's at Mount Vernon Nazarene. And then they will play again on the 28th, a rivalry game right here against Canal Winchester. That's a boys-girls doubleheader. That's always a fun rivalry.
Be a good crowd if you want to come out and watch.
That's right. You better get here early, though, if you want a seat. And then for Fairfield Union, they have a game on Monday night at home against Sheridan.
Which is very good.
That should be a tough test.
It'll be a really great girls basketball game. Sheridan went to the state last year. D2.
And this Fairfield Union team trying to win their first district since 2013 when they lost in the regional final.
Well, they've got some pieces. And obviously, you know, as I said, you got to look to be getting better, but they've got some pieces. Do some things well. They're playing hard. They understand what they're supposed to be doing. Now you just got to refine your technique.
They've also been road warriors. They're 5-0 on the road this year. Their only loss, a home loss against Circleville, who's the odds-on favorite to win the league.
Circleville's undefeated, and they play a traditional old post game with a high-low post, and they're very good. And they have a transfer in from Taze Valley.
Cooper Ryder knocks down the three.
She had trouble with that 3-footer, but you knocked that 19-8 in right there for 3.
Go figure.
What I like is the Fairfield Union girls are just, they're not hesitant. They've had some things not go their way or whatever. Just play through it.
Bryant puts it off the glass and in. Almost popped out on her. 5 for Carly Bryant. There's a turnover.
And that's just confidence. Just slow down a little bit. Put the ball on your hip. 1,001. Make the next pass. That comes with confidence, though, Josh. Whether you're coaching boys, girls, whatever, you have to slow them down. That comes when they get a little more confident, better feel.
See if Bloom Carroll has any bit of a run in them here with just under 4 minutes to go and try and get back in this one. Pittman off the dribble. Finds Powers for 3.
Good effort right there.
But Mason gets the rebound.
Yeah, tremendous effort.
One of the shortest people on the floor coming away at that rebound. Now a turnover.
Yeah, Wilshire, great help defense.
She's been doing that all night tonight.
She sees the floor, and she's open to where she can see, not just her person she's guarding, but she can see the basketball. They say ball you man. I guess this would be ball you lady.
Right.
Drop step.
Hartman regains, gets it back.
She just can't get it to go.
No.
Nice swing. So you see how the ball moved right there? It can't freeze.
Nice play there by Wilshire. Couldn't get the finish, but Hartman cleans it up and draws the foul. Maybe she's too close on that, like we saw with Cooper Ryder.
I mean, it's just concentrating and just practice. She's in the right spot. I mean, she's getting herself to the right position, which is the number one positive. The second thing is you got to finish.
Looks good at the foul line there, knocking down her first.
I've not seen anybody at the foul line not look, like they have a clue of what's going on there.
I'm guessing that comes from spending a lot of time during practice.
And there's a mechanic about it that, you got to practice it and teach it. I mean, I can't run up and down the floor anymore, but I could practice free throws.
You can practice that by yourself, too.
Yeah. Especially if you're good and you make them, you have to find not very far to get the ball.
Oh, that was my problem.
Yeah, sometimes you have to
worn
chase
out.
The ball. Yeah. Nice pick and roll.
Nice pass from Burke, and Hartman can't finish, but she'll go to the line again.
Great footwork right there, though. Really good footwork.
It's a very unselfish Fairfield Union team, too.
They are. They're very balanced, as you can see. And you can tell right now, I mean, as far as even the size, they're bigger than Bloom Carroll tonight. A little stronger physically. And I think that's taken a toll on Bloom Carroll. Carroll played a really pretty good first half and hung right with them. But Fairfield Union, over the period of time, the strength, the defensive pressure, just kind of wore on them a little bit.
Hartman will have one more at the line. We'll pick our players of the game here coming up. That free throw is no good. Couple of new faces on the floor. There's a deep shot from 3. It's too strong. A nice save. And now a foul is called as Webb comes up with it. Tim, let's talk about our Fairfield Union player of the game, sponsored by Fairfield National Bank. I'll let you make the call on that one.
Well, if you don't mind. I just don't think there's any way you can avoid and not giving it to Evie Wilshire. She does so much for the team, even though it's a very balanced team, as we talked. They all have their roles and do things. Evie's a senior, number 13, and just does a great job providing lots of things to the team. She's on the floor right now, and she just kind of like the straw that stirs the drink for me. When I watch them, she just does a lot of things really well.
Congratulations to Evie as our Fairfield National Bank player of the game, and we'll name our Bloom Carroll player of the game here in a moment. With it is Webb. Now Mason has it. Now a 3 attempt is off the mark by Alexis Highfield. Now a timeout for substitutions. We'll say for Fairfield National Bank. Fairfield National Bank knows that when life gets real, you need a banker who cares about your story. Take Lauren, for example. After her father passed, Lauren knew her mother should move in with her, but she also knew that mom needed help getting her finances in order. That's why they sat down with one of our bankers. Together, they got the attention and accounts they needed to navigate the transition, and Lauren found the free time to finally learn to make her mom's favorite pie. We call that banking built for living. Come by or visit fairfieldnationalbank.com to find an account built for life. Fairfield National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And how about our Bloom Carroll player of the game?
That's brought to you by Lines Auto Service, your local source for full-service preventive maintenance and automotive repair. Family-owned and operated, they perform high-quality, guaranteed service that you can trust at a fair price. And I think, Josh, I really think another senior, number 3 for the Bulldogs is Mackenzie Mason. She's just had a solid night. I love her effort. They just got to keep getting better right now. But Mackenzie provides a lot of energy and a lot of leadership for their team.
And you see they're on the bench. Senior for the Bulldogs and been a big part of those last 2 district title teams. There's some hard defense played inside. Nice play by number 25, Alyssa Brown, causing a turnover.
You know, you look at Fairfield Union, they got a lot of parts and a lot of people doing things well. I thought Katie Burke played really well tonight.
Hannah Rao also played well.
Hannah Rao played really well. Does a good job. Their post players have done a good job. Cooper Ryder comes in off the bench. She provides a spark and offers an ability to score. All their players who stepped on the floor have done some things well.
And Rao on cue comes up with the turnover. Inside of a half minute to play. Holt gives it up to Connell. Now back to Holt. You see some reserve players for both teams getting some action.
It's good.
That's how you build depth.
It is. Yep, good job of not fouling here.
Falcons are just going to dribble this thing out and celebrate their 9th win of the season. Fairfield Union knocks off Bloom Carroll, final 51-31.
Just an overpowering second half for the Falcons.
Yeah, anytime you come on the road and get a 20-point win in conference, that's a good night.
Well, what were they up 3 at half?
Yeah.
I mean, 21-18, and you end up scoring 30 points in the second half, but you held your opponents to, 13 points.
Right.
I mean, that's a great second half for the Falcons. And, sometimes third game of the week, you got to find some energy from somewhere, and they dug deep and, got a little wound there in the third quarter and all that, so.
Now they'll get a few days to rest and before welcoming in Sheridan on Monday night. Then they get an extended break after that before they host Taze Valley. And, things starting to roll right for Fairfield Union here as we start to turn the calendar to
great
2020.
Start. You know what they say, what Coach Parcells, the great coach, used to say is don't eat the cheese. When you're good, don't eat the cheese. Don't go for the bait. Everybody starts telling you how good you are. You know what will happen? You get humbled.
That's right.
Sports will humble you in a heartbeat. So, it's real important that the coaching staff and the girls at Fairfield Union understand that. Don't eat the cheese. Just keep working to get better because the game Monday night, if you want to see a good girls basketball game next Monday, is it at Fairfield Union?
It is at Fairfield Union.
Yeah, go out to Rushville out at Fairfield Union, and you'll see 2 of the better teams in the area.
Absolutely. We'll put away the anointing oil, too, to borrow another Bill Parcells
absolutely.
phrase. 51-31, the final score. Fairfield Union knocks off Bloom Carroll. It's been a great first game here for the IVP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week. We'll have more coming your way, so make sure to check out the IVP Facebook page as well, and we'll post our next games coming up. So for Tim and for our entire crew, I'm Josh Messerly. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as well.
Likewise to you and the whole staff. Have a great holiday season.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and good night.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Buckeye Toyota, Fairfield National Bank, the Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, North Body Shop, Ohio University. IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Buckeye Toyota, Fairfield National Bank, the Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, North Body Shop, Ohio University Lancaster, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Dagger Law, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, the Huddle Tire Company, and Standing Stone Bank.